I cannot see them, right?
No, we cannot see them, unfortunately. So yes, we are already live. I think we have to wait a couple minutes. Just our viewers will receive some notifications and will join us. So Chihoon, how are you? How are you doing?
Hello, I'm well, thank you. So yeah, how are you doing? How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you very much. So, hey, our first guest joined us. So, good evening, dear friends, Bishkek American Center fans. So, welcome to our virtual session, and I'm super excited to introduce our special guest today, Chihoon Jeong. He's a painter, a photographer, a tango teacher, a coffee maker, an entrepreneur, and Chihoon, he is originally from South Korea and has been studying and living in Boston, Buenos Aires, Brooklyn, Bishkek, and is currently living in Kazakhstan, Almaty. So he found Chicken Star in 2015 and interactive experimental coffee shop FLASK. I think I pronounced it correctly, FLASK. So, and his visions are to spark innovation through his businesses and to make the world much brighter than the day before. So, both of his businesses highly emphasize the great quality of food, excellent service, social responsibility, and now Chihoon business is currently struggling due to COVID-19 pandemic, and Chihoon is developing his business and finding solution for his business to prepare to COVID situation. So first of all, thank you very much, Chihoon, for joining us today and accepting the invitation. And also, I want to kindly remind our viewers, please ask any questions, leave your comments under this video in the comment section, and our guest speaker will answer them after the presentation. So let's start, Chihoon. The floor is yours.
Hello guys, I'm Chihoon. Nice to meet you. I'm currently in Almaty. I really want to visit Bishkek, but the border is closed now. As soon as the
Mhm.
border is open, I'll be there. So I'm still keeping my apartment there. So basically, I would say I'm living in both cities. Um, yes, I have been running Chicken Star Bishkek more than 5 years now, and then last year May I opened the Chicken Star Almaty, and which both, and then I have Flask in Bishkek too. Um, yes, this COVID-19 pandemic was a different monster. I have had a lot of challenges in last 5 years running a business, but this is a different monster. This is the first time probably I had to accept a defeat. So
Mhm.
um, I had to choose one place to close. So I decided to choose. I decided to close the Chicken Star Almaty, the physical location, and then we're moved to basically moved to a dark kitchen. So we're gonna operate as only for delivery and takeout. I had to make a really quick decision. So the reason it's a very hard time. Everyone is quarantined at home. They're doing different things, cooking at home. For me, it's the opposite. I didn't have any quarantine. I had to come to my cafe and working 12 hours, sometimes 15, 16 hours a day without a day off. So that's my lifestyle. Basically, I'm very tired. So since April 1st until today, I had no single day off, no evening life. So just working to try to save this company. So let me tell you first, this COVID-19 pandemic, the most it's really hurting a lot of restaurant business, especially the dining business. Maybe some of the restaurants who only focusing on delivery and takeout before, they might be fine. Maybe still there should be a damage, but not much. But a lot of restaurants in Bishkek and Almaty, we didn't really develop the takeout and delivery culture. So a lot of restaurants are dining. You have to physically be there to eat. So many restaurants have big space, which means it's more rent. And during this pandemic, everything is closed. Bishkek, we had to close for 3 weeks, and they reopened, but only for the delivery and takeout. It was. Let me give you statistics. Compared to the before pandemic, in our case, the revenue-wise 70% down, and profit-wise 86% down. It's basically minus for us. And then I imagine that other restaurants, especially who just had a dining but no delivery service, no takeout service, these restaurants have probably had a really hard time. And we are not a big size restaurant. We are probably like mid-sized restaurant. The bigger size restaurants probably get really hurt. They have to, how to say, a lot of employees probably lost their jobs who used to work for this big company, big restaurants. And however, this delivering industry has grown. I see. I saw the articles and reports that delivery apps, delivery companies, they're actually growing. They're hiring more drivers. They're hiring more couriers who deliver the food, which is another. Before, very small part of the food industry in Central Asia was the delivery and takeout. That part has grown since the pandemic, but most of the restaurants have been having a hard time. The restaurant business is not just the single business. I always tell people the restaurant business, it's basically has all those aspects of and then areas that the big company has. For example, it has, you have to deal with the products production, and you have supply chains, you have inventory, warehouse management, you have the HR team building, you have the customer service, you have a marketing, promotion, advertisements. Basically, all the big companies has, you have in a compacted in one small business. So you have to deal with everything. That's why it's one of the, it's very challenging business, and since it's a very related to other businesses, like, because we're not just exist by ourselves. We have lots of suppliers, like vegetable suppliers, meat suppliers, drink suppliers, even the packaging suppliers, Juba Chistika, the toothpick suppliers. It's a very related, and it's in our market, in our industries. The lower part is deeply related. It's when restaurants are hurting, it's also the supply chains. They're also having hard time. It's not just about the physical restaurant. It's all related businesses also having a hard time. That's the big challenge, because of uncertainty, because the coronavirus doesn't. We don't have a vaccine yet. So a lot of people, a lot of business owners, they think that they have no idea when it's gonna end. So that really, how to say, make people afraid of spending more money, make people afraid of expanding their business, these things like that. And a lot of people, but so during this pandemic, the business only have lots of cash in their bank account. There are hardly chance that they can survive, because they can fix the problems. When there's crisis, your building doesn't mean anything unless you monetize and you can make cash and then solve the problem. And then big franchises will survive, like KFC, McDonald's, Burger Kings, who have like a big giant company who has their own property, who has on their system, and they will survive. And then this fast service, because the fast food is basically you don't really cook. You will just like heat it up or doing some last finer the process, and then really fastly serve to your guests. But fine dining restaurants have hard time to survive, because the chefs, they have to touch the food, and especially these like virus. If you see the virus characteristics, that virus is very contagious because when you touch something and then with your hand, you like things, the virus spread that way. So even though they wash their hands for like 1,000 times a day, the in the customer the perspective, you prefer it's already like how to say, safely packed and cover these things. So fine line business will have time because normally they don't deliver their food or so. So there's it's hard to survive. And also big space restaurants, there were used to be a lot of people are inside. They will have hard time to survive. In Almaty, in we're in the main street. There's 3 big restaurants, including us. There's a on the right side another restaurant, and then there's another one. All 4 straight restaurants are closing because there's no way to survive. This is the reality, and in before I would say I want to say in a perspective on a more my experience in Bishkek and my experience in Almaty, because in the world, in the bigger developed market, they have different issues, honestly, because before you want to manage the sustain restaurants in this region, especially, you have to have a good product, and you have to be in a really great location. Location is really important. You have to have a great how to say kind of fancy, great interior design. You have to have a this is very important, and you have to have a good service. You have a clean, this nice, and this design, and then that probably is a basic conditions to build a sustainable business. But this will change, and you have to have after pandemic. Basically, though, I think I have been thinking a lot about this, but you have to earn trust from your clients. If your clients cannot trust you, they will not come to you, because they say that, oh, maybe this restaurant is not fresh, not clean. Then probably you're hesitating. And then big restaurants where always a lot of people go, you're probably trying to avoid that restaurants. But of course, there will be people who would not care about this, and they will just go. Like, it's happening all over the world. People say that, oh, these people will not go out anymore. No, they sometimes, they go out more. So, and then gather together. Some countries are protesting people, like, let's end this shelter in place. This is killing us. Blah, 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 blah. A lot of different opinions. But now, and also those are restaurants who adapt a new normal, I think it will survive. A lot of restaurant owners or people I hear all the time during this quarantine, they said, "Oh, I wish this quarantine ends. I wish, quarantine ends." But the one thing they don't know about this, after quarantine is not gonna be the same. We will not get our past back, because it's a new normal. It's a totally big shift. It's like World War. It's a very serious crisis. So if you just sit down and wait for this quarantine to be ended, that means you won't have any opportunity after this. So the quarantine means that you really quickly search, study, develop, and then you spend your time basically you spend your time very productively to prepare for after pandemic. So I think that this is really, really important. And then I want to make the point, and I want to actually answer to the question. I want to improvise. So the last part I want to take. So what will be very important after this pandemic? I think including all these three aspects that I mentioned before, how to build a sustainable business. You have to, of course, have a good product. You have to be in a good location, but good location it will be a little bit changing. Before, you have to be in a center where like the rent is expensive. Like make sure that a lot of traffic there. It will be less important. It's still those locations are important, but less important. Now the location is where many people live, where your target group live. It's more important because people will do more takeout, more delivery. So there is a data that this takeout and delivery industry has been growing since this pandemic. So you probably have to be prepared for this takeout delivery options instead. Before, you have like 100 square meter space, you probably use only 20 to 30 square meter for kitchen, and the rest is 70 plus 20 terrace, and like majority space was the hall. But now you might have to have a more bigger kitchen space to prepare for delivery and takeout, the faster service. And the people will less care about your luxury design, but people will care about your cleanness. Is this restaurant clean? Is there a restroom? The tables and floors and the walls, is it clean? They have clean dishes, clean plates. This will be very important. And also, people will go. Small businesses have a higher chance to survive than bigger restaurants. So because you can quickly adapt to change if you're a small restaurant. So small and more specific items. You know, in many restaurants these days, if you go there, they have like menu books. You have to read it, and then they have they have from riposhka to like pizza and sushi. You know, it's like big menus. But I think people will the clients will more react to the smaller menus where you can easily control the quality and easily control the inventory. So that those restaurants a higher chance to have a fresher ingredients rather than you have like 200 menus on the restaurant. So that will be very important. And a lot of new restaurateurs, they probably will start a lot of dark kitchen and ghost kitchen. So mostly focus on delivery and takeout. Then when they become successful, they can open the more physical locations to serve the food. And one thing that will be extremely important, it will be the marketing. Marketing was important, but it was not as important as your great location, great product, and great service. Now, marketing will be, I think, as in Central Asia, is extremely important. So if you have a big marketing budget, you become a game changer. And also at the same time, if you don't have big marketing budget, you cannot afford a good location, you cannot afford a big space, you cannot afford these things. If you're very creative, because everyone is on the phone now, on the screen now, they more react to the mobile advertisements, the Instagram, social media marketing. I think it's very important now. So if your contents are very creative, then with a very little budget, you can be successful. So and somehow it can become a fair game. So it means that if you're well prepared, and if you're very creative, you have a unique concept, you have smaller menus and clean and good products, you can quickly adapt to this new normal. You can do delivery, takeout, fast service, and creative marketing. These business have a higher chance to survive because this is a new normal. If not, maybe hard to survive. So that's why we made a decision to move to the new location, basically based on lastly, the data and research will be very important. So before, people just open without many considerations, the data and research, but now you need to have a data, you need to have a research, you have analysts, you have analyzed like which time is your more popular, which menu is more popular. You have to have a data. So people, before we use a lot of like old version of a poster system, they can basically do only like kind of like Excel things. Now people will use more of the tech company's poster application on your iPad, because these programs that support all those reports, which product they have, they give you they analyze your product and time, your revenue and profit, these things. And then if you smartly use this program, and then you can plan better, and then I think that they will there will you have chance to sustain your business. So yeah, this I actually have a lot of things to say, but
Yes.
it's already 20 minutes past, so I will receive questions. I will talk
Yes,
with the
great. Thank you
viewers.
very much. Thank you very much, Chihoon, for your presentation. So I really see the situation like this. Even a
Hmm.
well-known restaurant, famous restaurant, so after the pandemic situation, this restaurant should earn again the people's trust, again should do marketing. Is it right? Yes.
Right, exactly. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
exactly. That will be very important. Marketing. So probably you need to increase your market. If you're a new restaurateur who is going to open the restaurant, you will have to spend less budget on interior design or
Mm-hmm.
things, but you really need to spend on a marketing. So marketing specialists, social media specialists, their the demanding, the job demanding will be
Mm-hmm.
increased significantly.
Yes,
And if
I
you're good,
understand.
then yes, that's yeah.
Yes, I got it. Thank you very much, Chihoon. So I'm gonna check the questions. So we receive here in Facebook, in Instagram, and WhatsApp. So the first question for you: with the restaurants opening up now in Bishkek, what are the measures that you are taking now at Chicken Star in Bishkek?
So chicken star in Bishkek. We basically have a lot of regular guests. That's we are not like, if you think about it, we're not. If you go to like any place and ask, do you know chicken star?
Mm-hmm.
Probably like 80% people would not know. But we have a very strong community that will come to us and support us all the time. So basically, we have many regular guests. So our strategy is to, for number one step is keep everything clean and make sure that
Mm-hmm.
you serve good food. And then we have, but the one good thing is that we have been already doing before. We've been claiming that we're using only fresh ingredients. We use no MSG, with no seasonings, just pure flowers and the sunflower seed oil is a clean
Mm-hmm.
oil. We have a good chicken, a fresh chicken. These things we've been, and then that, I think it's become more important now. So we need to probably address, emphasize more on this. Maybe before our marketing wasn't really successful, but maybe now our marketing on that part can be more successful actually during this time. That's why we want to focus on that part.
Mm-hmm.
And then I really want to build a the strong team. I have an amazing team in Bishkek. I love my team in Bishkek. They're incredible. Like uh, before we open, they already clean everything. They painted the wall again. So and then and then I want to build this team stronger because uh, since we have a social distancing these days,
Mm-hmm.
people miss the contact, right? So
Yes.
people are become more lonely. Like you want to hang out with your friends more. So now people will go where they know. You
Mm-hmm.
probably, whenever you have to choose between the two locations, one location is close to your house, but you don't know them. You don't know what they're doing. You don't know. But there's another location that you know them, you know the owner, or you know the barista there, you know the there, and then when you go there, uh you know that they will welcome you, they remember you, these things, this location. So chicken star, it was always like this. We were trying to always remember our guests. So maybe there won't be the closing the contact, the physical contact, but then we will build more of friendly service, and then the third option is that we need to really develop our delivery and takeout portion, and so we have to do a lot of promotions, and then give more benefits those who take out and deliver our food. That's why we provide discounts. Sometimes we provide some other promotions. That's what we are doing right now. And then we will probably reduce the menu. So reduce the menu, and so we're more focusing on smaller menu options that we can keep the quality the same, and we can manage our inventory very fresh. That's will be our the next 6 months plan for now.
Great. Chihoon, I really like atmosphere in Chicken Star in Bishkek. It's amazing and very friendly. So thank you
Oh,
very
thank
much.
you.
So the next question for you. You have mentioned that you didn't experience this lockdown or quarantine situation and you were busy. Can you please share what you have been busy with?
So basically, it was for me, it was a very hard situation because you're kept, because restaurant business, the margin is not big. Restaurant business, the margin is very thin. If you close one day, you lose money. If you close a couple of days, you lose more money. If you close, and then so we have to constantly have a guest to sustain our business. That's why most of our restaurants, they open 20 like they don't have off days, right? So
Yes.
they open because that is very important. For me, I was sat down, I saw the report. It was really like kind of uh, devastating situation. So I had two options. Number one, okay, I just sit and wait, and or like giving excuse. Oh, because of Corona, I failed. Because of this, I couldn't do this. For me personally, I hate giving an excuse. I hate giving up. It's this. So I was fighting. I was trying to find a way to really survive. That's why the first half of during the quarantine time, I spent my time. How can I promote this delivery and takeout? I was spending all my times in there, and then later I realized that this is not enough. This is not enough. So then I spending more time in the kitchen developing the new menu. Okay, so after quarantine, what we can offer more simple, faster, and easy and cheaper options, of course. So I was spending a lot of times cooking. I have spent a lot of time cooking in my kitchen, and I cook every day for my staff. Try it and tell me how you like. So that was, and then also doing research how the world is going, how other restaurants in New York, how other restaurants in Europe, in Korea, how they handle the situation, or what solutions that they have. So basically, during the quarantine time, I was, if I have to say one sentence, I was really busy, keep trying to looking for solutions for the future. So yeah, that's why I have been really busy. That's the main thing.
Yes. Thank you very much for sharing this. So you mentioned that you cooked a lot. So what's your favorite food?
Well, like I shared a couple of times. I think now I love fried rice,
Wow.
and the reason why it's a fried rice, you don't have to buy ingredients for fried rice. You make fried rice with the ingredient you already have in your refrigerator. You open the refrigerator, and it's very creative dish. So you can make, like, for example, the other day I made like fried rice with beshbarma, and then the other day I made a fried rice with some leftover mantui. For example, like it's a very creative dish, and then it can be the fusion. So it's you can make Central Asian fried rice, you can make American fried rice, you can make all mixed fried rice. and you don't have to spend money on ingredients because you open the refrigerator. There's a leftover chicken or leftover something there. Oh, I can make fried rice. So I don't know. I cannot count how many types of fried rice I made over the last 2 months. Actually, it was really fun because you can be very creative. And also, second one is the bibimbap. So bibimbap, a lot of people think that it's a Korean dish, but the idea came out from back in the days when there's no refrigerator. So when you buy the ingredients and you cook food, and then you can only store maybe maximum one night. The next morning or next day in the afternoon already will get bad. So in the morning, they start mixing those vegetables and rice with some sauce. The food from the day before, they start mixing it. That's a bibimbap. Bibim means to mix. Bap means rice. So basically, anything you mix with rice, because rice is the main Korean's main food. Anything you mix with rice, you can call it bibimbap. So you can make, maybe you can make I don't know, you can make Baranina bibimbap, or you can make any bibimbap in Central Asia. So yeah, that's yeah, plov bibimbap. You can call it anything. You can. So I honestly, I almost like came in mind. Maybe I should open the fried rice, the fast food restaurant. So because because I record everything, all the recipes that I had, so that I created. Excuse me. So I was thinking that way. It was really fun actually. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't imagine that there are so many, I mean, creative ways to cook one dish. So
Oh
thank
yeah,
you
yeah.
very much for sharing
hmm
this.
yeah, you can definitely make the fried rice at home tonight.
Yes, I will definitely do it. So the next question, what would be your professional tips and advices for the food entrepreneurs and owners of the restaurants businesses in Kyrgyzstan and Central Asia who are suffering now?
I need their advice too, but if I have to give one, because look, the food industry. Let's say this: we all agreed that the as I mentioned earlier before, mostly food business is more focusing on dine-in. People come and sit and eat, right? And then recently we had a more delivery-focused business. We saw it, right? And because the market is changing, people will get busier. They need a faster service. They need a cheaper options. That's why we go that direction. And that direction is already happened in United States, in Seoul, where busy cities and developed countries. So what I want to say is that because of this pandemic, probably without this pandemic, it would slowly change it to that direction. You have a couple more years to before. But I think this pandemic, I know already. I know two people that I know in Bishkek. They opened a dark kitchen during this pandemic. Yeah, so the kitchen only for delivery and takeout. The physically not existing. They're behind. So I think people, the guests, your clients, will more reacted to the delivery and takeout. So you have to focus on that part, and then open small, not big. Small, and you can open many if it's successful. And plus takeout culture, especially like, for example, takeout coffee wasn't really popular, but now it's getting popular. It will be more popular. And then this the industry, the model will shift faster because of this coronavirus. So if you are young, if you want to open the restaurant now, you probably need to have a clear product and good quality, and focus on that. Before, like, okay, I can make really amazing lagman, but you cannot only sell lagman. So I need to have plov, I need to have month but you're not really specialized in that area. Let's say you're really good at lagman, but you're not really good at other stuff. But since other restaurants or clients are demanding other dishes, you have to have all the menus, and then you downgrade your restaurant quality, right? But now,
Yes.
if you're really good at one product, I think you can still be sustainable because you can promote that you're the lagma master or you're month master. And and also another one is it has to be very creative. Creative means that you have to be unique compared to your competitors. So you probably need to ask a question: what are the competitive points, benefits, advantages that I have compared to other competitors? Then, because business is basically solving problems, and surprise your client with your solution. So if you can surprise the customers, clients, and guests, the Bishkek community with your idea, with your item, then you can build a sustainable business, I think.
Yes. Thank you very much, Chihoon. So we can move to the next question. Are you planning open chicken star in different place of Kyrgyzstan?
Exactly. That's a good question. The reason I was planning to open another bigger restaurant in Bishkek, but this coronavirus made I changed the plan. So I will probably open the smaller spot, like maximum probably 60 to 80 square meter spot where you only have 4 or 5 tables, but mostly kitchen, so focusing on delivery and takeout, where many family members leave. So then they can enjoy our chicken at home and sharing the food. That's my plan. Yes, I have planned to expand, but probably not this year. But after, because the challenging thing is that we don't have vaccine, so we might have another quarantine this coming winter. So we have to be ready for that. So I might have to open during this winter or next year or something like that. Yes.
Cool. Thank you very much, Chihoon. So the next question. So, Privyat Chihoon, I don't know if you talk about this, but how about renting places? Did landlords make advances for your businesses?
Yeah, in Bishkek, my landlord gave discounts, but in Almaty, no. That's one of the reasons we are closing. So when in Almaty, the rent is much higher than Bishkek, and then the space that I have here, it's bigger than Bishkek Chicken Star. So that was the one of the main reason that we decided to close, because uncertain future we ahead of you, and then the business is uncertain, but your rent is very clear. You can see it, how much you have to pay. So that's a big challenge for any businesses here now. So we didn't get any discount here, so we have to make a decision quickly and then moving to the cheaper rent space. And so yes, rent will be very important for your business, because it's never late. They always come on time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. So the next question. Businesses started setting up partitions, physical barriers, hoping that they will reduce the spread of infections. So what do you think about it? Are you also going to do the same?
Which one? I don't. Can you say that again?
Businesses
Can you?
started setting up physical barriers, hoping that they will reduce the spread of infections. So, what do you think about it? Are you also going to do the same?
Yes, we are. We already were doing it in Almaty. The government rules that the tables have to be 2 meters apart each other. So which we did it, and then also maximum 30 people can be inside of the restaurant. So which we are already doing it, and then we draw the line from the cashier to the door, the 2 meters. So if you want to take out, you have to wait at that point. So to prevent the infection spreading. Yes, this is important. I think yes, if you keep doing it, that yeah, we're doing it here in Almaty. In Bishkek, I actually haven't talked to my team yet, so I assume that they were doing it. But we'll good question. I will check it actually. I didn't ask that question. Yeah, but I just tell
Great.
them follow. I just talk with them. Please follow all the rules and regulations that governments ask us to do. So that was my request before. So
Great.
yeah.
Thank you very much, Chihoon. So the next question we received in WhatsApp. So what is the
Mhm.
situation now in Almaty? Are you starting accepting their clients?
Yes, like in Bishkek, 25th of May, we could start having our guests inside, but as I said, with the regulations. So though we need to check the temperature every single guest who are coming into the restaurant, and the guest without mask couldn't enter, and also maximum 4 people can sit one table unless they are family, because your Central Asian families are big, like 6, 7, 8. So, and maximum 30 people can be inside. And you need to check your employees' temperature every 3 hours, which we are doing it. And every month, 10% of your employees you have to test the coronavirus. So this is we are going to do it. So we are open, but as I said, uh, this is exactly I was expecting. You know, a lot of people are waiting for quarantine to be ended, and it's ended. It's not fully ended, but it's ended. But the sales has not come back because people are not still going out. People probably prefer to take out, prefer to deliver, and so that's a big challenge. We a lot of people complain why you only 30 people, la 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 la. But actually, the reality is that you'll be super happy if there's a 5 people in your restaurant right now at the same time. So it's definitely a challenging situation. Yes.
Yes, got it. Thank you very much, Chihoon. So how do you ensure that your staff is healthy and follow all the guidelines?
Yes. Again, this is follow the yes. How to ensure your employee healthy is the answer is to follow the guidelines. Follow the guidelines and trust your government, what they ask you to do, and then you probably need to do it. And then if you don't know the information, please search what other basically here in Central Asia we have less cases compared to the United States, compared to Europe, and then especially in Korea. Korea handles the virus really, really well. Probably one of the only countries that really controls the virus right now. I'm checking how they handle it, and then I'm trying to implement that idea into our business. So make sure that you wear a mask, make sure that you keep the distance, and then make sure wash your hands very often. So this is what I encourage my team to do it, and then we follow the guidelines as well. Yes.
Thank you very much for your response. So the next question is very interesting. So is the customer always right?
The customer always right. In what sense? I don't know, but uh, I think yes. The reason, but for example, if I'm as a customer, because me as a customer, I'm always right only for myself. I don't think my argument should be as a customer should be right for the other customers too, because it's a very individual. So some might not happy with this dish. So if they say I don't like it and it's not delicious, you cannot argue with the person. No, it's delicious. You cannot say that. If they say it's not delicious, it's not delicious. But it doesn't mean that it's not delicious for everybody. No, it's just for that guest. So in that sense, yes, right. The customer is right because it's about their experience, right? So in our case, we always accept feedbacks, and we want to develop and change it on fix the problems for each guest.
Mm-hmm.
In that sense, yes, I think a
Mm-hmm.
customer is right always.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much for your answer, Chihoon. So the next question, who's your favorite entrepreneur?
Whoa, I have a lot of favorite entrepreneurs. I like, in terms of innovative perspective, I really like Elon Musk because of his vision. He's a visionary.
Mm-hmm.
He have clear vision why he does things. He does. He doesn't seem like he wants to do it to make a lot of money and become a billionaire to live a great life. No, he's a workaholic. He works all the time because he has a vision. Because I want to be a vision. I believe that I'm a visionary too, and then I want to be a bigger visionary, and so he's very inspiring what he is doing with his idea, his dedication, his passion, everything. I'm not focusing on the how the how to say the data or the record the number they're successful. I'm really
Mm-hmm.
focusing on and asking this question why he does these things, and then he
Mm-hmm.
always has the answer. So
Mm-hmm.
why do you go to Mars? Why do you why do you do electronic car? He always has a clear answer for that question. So it's
Mm-hmm.
not about I want to be a billionaire, I want to be a trillionaire. This is not the answer. He has a clear reason to do it. I call it a visionary. So in that sense, I really like him as a great entrepreneur. And also, I like the philanthropist perspective. I really like the Bill Gates too, how he loves the human, how he really wants to change the things. So I saw his documentary on Netflix, and it's very
Mm-hmm.
inspiring how he wants to do it. And the big names, yes, but for me, I think inspiration is everywhere. I think
Mm-hmm.
you can learn from everybody. I learn from my team. I learn from anywhere. So that's I'm trying to learn from everybody. So I think because I believe in inspiration is everywhere. So one of the programs that we did in FLASK at UCA is that the lunch talk. We didn't invite famous speakers. We didn't invite famous people, success people. We invite fellow students. We invite fellow faculty members who has a unique experience or who wants to share their story. Because I think
Mm-hmm.
the inspiration the it's everywhere, and then you can get inspired, you can share your knowledge, you can share your experience, you can share your research subject and things like that. So in that sense, yes, I'm willing to learn from everybody. Yes.
Amazing. Amazing. Thank you very much, Chihoon. So, the next question, was it hard for you to pay your staff during this situation because you were not getting much money out of your business?
Yes, and that's why I'm really thankful to my team actually. That was the very big concern. So I request my manager in Bishkek, since I cannot be physically there, I have to, because in Bishkek, the management system is the general manager runs the business. Basically, she has all responsibilities, and then I don't have. So I ask her, "What's your plan?"
Mm-hmm.
For, and then she said about we have a lot of the it wasn't many actually young staff, their parents didn't allow them to go to work actually. So we needed more staff, but at the beginning we couldn't have a staff because the and also another challenge is that in Bishkek you have to be registered in Bishkek to work in the Bishkek. If you're not, you cannot even get the work permit. So that was actually we were having at the beginning is the opposite problem. We wanted to have people working. That's why we closed for 3 weeks. We couldn't open because there's
Mm-hmm.
none of our staff were registered in Bishkek. So, but we were really quickly open. And then thanks to my manager, she was telling that even the situation is worse, she was voluntarily telling me that I will take less salary, and then I will talk to my team. So So we were actually okay. We were not. So we were actually okay, and then later our chef came back, and then later two other chefs came back. She was beautifully handling. I think if we get back to the normal, I definitely need to give the team the bigger compensation. That's my plan now. So I'm really proud of my team there. Honestly speaking, uh, I ask a very challenging questions to them. I ask a very important question, hard
Mhm.
question to them, and then they were being able to give me a very clear, good plans and answers to me. And in that sense, I'm really happy and proud of them. So of course, I didn't have any income from Bishkek, of course, but for now, this time we need to be just build a sustainable team to overcome this crisis together. This is, I think, for that's my goal now, and then
Mhm.
plan for the future. So that's a thing. In Almaty's case, I had to explain to each team staff. In Almaty, we didn't have a lot of staff, so we didn't really have to handle many staff here. So we were I had to interview each person, then explain our situation. That so each person they tell me how much they need at least, da 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 da, da. And so we basically negotiated it, and then some of them they gave up
Mhm.
their the reduce their accept their reducing salary, these things. So we have to survive together. So they were helping. They were working for the company. I'm working for the company, working for the project. So that way we're handling now. But it's not enough, I know. So we hope that we hope that a lot of how to say, we hope that the team got stronger and then build a better strategy and be more sustainable.
Mhm.
That's our plan.
Yes,
Yeah.
great. Thank you very much, Chihoon. So the next question, what's your vision for your restaurants? Keep expanding in Central Asia or beyond? What would you like to achieve in the long term?
Well, my ultimate vision is always written on our menu. I want to make the world more joyful than the day before. I really want to build a better future. I want to bring the better future for the next generation, more joyful community, more brighter and then happy community to our to my son and to the next generations. I think that is my ultimate vision. In the technical vision wise, yes, I want to spread my vision through my business. In weeks, thankfully we're having hard time, but we extended our vision in Mati. We have a small but good community here. I want to expand it in maybe in Uzbekistan. I want to really bring this. One thing that I really want to do, I want to bring this brand to the United States, and then
Mhm.
because biggest market, I want to be sustainable there. The one of the main reason is that I love Bishkek, Kyrgyzstan especially. That's where I learned how to run a business. Now, I was an artist before, and then I didn't really know how to sell stuff. I had never sold anything in my life, and so I learned a lot. I had a great support from the community. Um, Without the community, you can't really exist. Without the relations, you cannot really exist. And I have a lot of talented people there. I want to one of the reason I want to open in the United States, I want to show that something you can create here, you can actually expand to the bigger market instead of bringing something from outside to inside. I want to prove that if you're dedicated, if you're passionate, if you're visionary, you create something, you become a level that you can actually bring this to the bigger market. The reason because it's better for the community. I still remember the question. That's why I went to one time I think it's the conversation with young students.
Mhm.
And then one person raised their hands and questioned, yes, Bishkek is not developed. I wish we have a Starbucks here. And I remember my answer. I don't know why I answered that way, but I answered this question. Listen, I I wish that you create something like Starbucks here and then bring it outside instead of bringing something from outside here. So that's my wish, that's my hope, because that's what visionaries do. So that's my vision. I want to make the world more joyful than the day before, through my business, through my life, through what I do. So I think that's, yes, I really want to prove that. Yes.
Yeah. You have very amazing long-term goal. So good luck with everything, Chihoon. So and also we can move to the next question. We receive a lot of questions. So this question is not directly about the topic, but what do you like the most about Kyrgyzstan and Kazakhstan?
In Kyrgyzstan, actually, I love the community that I have. Means the people that I know there. It's
Mhm.
you don't call somewhere home just because you're from there. For example, I'm from the rural area in Korea, but all the my close friends or family, they left the town. So after that, I don't really visit there because it has my memory, but there are not no people that I love. So so now we are a very social being, right? We're a relation. That's why this pandemic is really difficult for us to handle, because less physical contact, and then if your family members are dying because of a virus, but you cannot be there, that's one of the worst thing that can happen in your life, which means, in other words, that the relationship that you have is the most precious thing. Your family, your friends, building a good relationship is very important. I have built amazing relationships with my friends, with my team in Bishkek, in Kyrgyzstan especially. I love that. Also, I have built a great relationship with the nature there, the mountains and lakes, the beauty of these things. It's literally, it's one of the best experience in your life. So I think that's my favorite thing there, the relationships that I have with the people, with the natures in Kyrgyzstan. In Kazakhstan, I have my family here, and I have my newborn son, 8 months old. My wife is here, and also some good friends here. I haven't been able to explore the Kazakhstan. So when people ask me, where do people ask this question? Which city do you prefer, Bishkek or Almaty? Even the people from Kazakhstan ask me, I always said Bishkek. I say, why? I say, well, because I don't really know about Almaty. Since I moved here, straightforward, I have been only working. I didn't get a chance to build a friendship. I didn't have a chance to explore other part of Almaty or other part of Kazakhstan. But Bishkek I did. So for now, I cannot answer clearly because I don't know about here. That's my answer. But I want to know more about Kazakhstan. I'm sure it's a beautiful nature here too, great people here too. Yes, but I really miss Bishkek, honestly. So that should be my answer.
Yeah, great. Thank you very much, Chihoon. This was our last question for you. And thank you very much for wonderful, insightful session. So we are closing our session now. So I also want to thank you, our friends and viewers who send us their questions and comments. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining us today. And special thanks to you, Chihoon. It was really great
Thank you, thank you.
conversation. So it's
No,
time to
thank you.
say
It was a
goodbye.
great time for me too. Yes, yes.
Yes.
Thank you for listening, watching this video. Preparing this session is also helping me to get insights for the future. So I love
Mm-hmm.
uh, both community. I wish that we support each other and then build a strong community for the future. And please support small local businesses. Support small. I always had a campaign Please support local business. This is really important. And
Yeah.
so please support each other. Please help each other. And then let's build a really beautiful and sustainable future for the next generations. Thank you so much,
Yes.
guys.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your recommendation and tips. See you tomorrow, dear friends. Bye, everyone.
Bye
So
bye, guys.
have
Bye
a great
bye.